Bible in a Year, the Message version, January 4th or Day 4, Genesis chapter 8, verse 1 through chapter 10, verse 32. Then God turned his attention to Noah and all the wild animals and farm animals with him on the ship. God caused the wind to blow and the floodwaters began to go down. The underground springs were shut off, the windows of heaven closed, and the rain quit. Inch by inch the water lowered. After 150 days, the worst was over. On the 17th day of the 7th month, the ship landed on the Ararat mountain range. The water kept going down until the 10th month. On the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains came into view. After 40 days, Noah opened the windows that he had built into the ship. He sent out a raven. It flew back and forth, waiting for the flood waters to dry up. Then he sent a dove to check on the flood conditions, but it couldn't even find a place to perch. Water still covered the earth. Noah reached out and caught it, brought it back to the ship. He waited 7 more days and sent out the dove again. It came back in the evening with a freshly picked olive leaf in its beak. Noah knew that the flood was about finished. He waited another 7 days and sent the dove out a third time. This time it didn't come back. In the 601st year of Noah's life, on the first day of the first month, the flood had dried up. Noah opened the hatch of the ship and saw dry ground. By the 27th day of the second month, the earth was completely dry. God spoke to Noah, "Leave the ship, you and your wife, and your sons and your sons' wives, and take all the animals with you, the whole menagerie of birds and mammals and crawling creatures, all that swarming extravagance of life, so that they can reproduce and flourish on the earth." Noah disembarked with his sons and wife and his sons' wives. Then all the animals, crawling creatures, birds, every creature on the face of the earth left the ship, family by family. Noah built an altar to God. He selected clean animals and birds from every species and offered them as a burnt offering on the altar. God smelled the sweet fragrance and thought to himself, "I'll never again curse the ground because of people. I know they have this bent towards evil from an early age, but I'll never again kill off every living thing as I've just done. For as long as earth lasts, planting and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never stop." God blessed Noah and his sons. He said, "Prosper, reproduce, fill the earth. Every living creature, bird, animals, fish, will fall under your spell and be afraid of you. You're responsible for them. All living creatures are yours for food, just as I gave you the plants. Now I give you everything else, except for meat with its lifeblood still in it. Don't eat that. But your own lifeblood I will avenge. I will avenge it against both animals and other humans. Whoever sheds human blood, by humans let his blood be shed, because God made humans in his image, reflecting God's very nature. You're here to bear fruit, reproduce, lavish life on the earth, live bountifully." Then God spoke to Noah and his sons, "I'm setting up my covenant with you, including your children, who will come after you, along with everything alive around you, birds, farm animals, wild animals that came off the ship with you. I'm setting up my covenant with you that never again will everything living be destroyed by flood waters. No, never again will a flood destroy the earth." God continued, "This is a sign of the covenant I'm making between me and you and everything living around you and everyone living after you." I'm putting a rainbow in the clouds, a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. From now on, when I form a cloud over the earth, and the rainbow appears in the cloud, I'll remember my covenant between me and you and everything living, that never again will flood waters destroy all life. When the rainbow appears on the cloud, I'll see it and remember the eternal covenant between God and everything living, every last living creature on earth. And God said, "This is the sign of the covenant that I've set up between me and everything living on the earth." The sons of Noah who came out of the ship were Shem, Ham, Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These are the three sons of Noah. From these three the whole earth was populated. Noah, a farmer, was the first to plant a vineyard. He drank from its wine, got drunk, and passed out naked in his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw that his father was naked and told his two brothers who were outside the tent. Shem and Japheth took a cloak, held it between them from their shoulders, walked backward, and covered their father's nakedness, keeping their faces turned away so they did not see their father's exposed body. When Noah woke up with his hangover, he learned what his youngest son had done. He said, "Cursed be Canaan, a slave of slaves, a slave to his brothers. Blessed be God, the God of Shem, but Canaan shall be his slave." God prosper Japheth, living spaciously in the tents of Shem, but Canaan shall be his slave. Noah lived another 350 years following the flood. He lived a total of 950 years, and he died. This is the family tree of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. After the flood, they themselves had sons. The sons of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tebal, Meshach, Taras. The sons of Gomer: Ashkenaz, Rephath, Togarmah. The sons of Javan: Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, Radanam. The Syrian people developed from these, each in its own place, by family, each with its own language. The sons of Ham: Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush: Saba, Havilah, Sabat, Ramna, Sabakata. The sons of Ramah: Sheba, Dedan. Cush had Nimrod. He was the first great warrior on earth. He was a great hunter before God. There was a saying, like Nimrod, a great hunter before God. His kingdom got its start with Babel, then Iraq, Akkad, and Calneh in the country of Shinar. From there he went up to Assurah and built Nineveh, Rehoboth, Calah, and Resen, between Nineveh and the great city Calah. Egypt was ancestor to Liddim, the Anakim, and Lahabim, the Nephilim, the Pathrusim, the Cassilum, the origin of Philistines, and Caphtoratorim. Canaan had Sidon, his firstborn, Heth, the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Girgashites, the Hivitites, the Arkites, the Sinites, the Arvadites, the Zemarites, and the Hamathites. Later, the Canaanites spread out, going from Sidon toward Gergar, as far south as Gezer, and then east all the way over to Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, Zebolim, and on to Lasha. These are the descendants of Ham by family, language, country, and nation. Shem, the older brother of Japheth, also had sons. Shem was ancestor to all the children of Eber. The sons of Shem, Elam, Assur, Arphaxad, Lad, and Aram. The sons of Aram, Uz, Al, Gather, Meshech. Ephraim had Shelah, and Shelah had Eber. Eber had two sons, Peleg, so named because in his days the human race divided, and Joktan. Joktan had Almoradad, Shalaf, Hazaramath, Jurah, Hadoram, Uzal, Diklah, Obal, Abimel, Sheba, Ophir, Azallah, Jobab, all sons of Joktan. Their land goes from Mishah toward Saphar, as far as the mountain ranges to the east. These are the descendants of Shem by family, language, country, and nation. This is the family tree of the sons of Noah as they developed into nations. From them, nations developed all across the earth after the flood. Matthew chapter 4, verse 12 through verse 25. When Jesus got word that John had been arrested, he returned to Galilee. He moved from his hometown Nazareth to the lakeside village Capernaum, nestled at the base of Zebulun and Naphtali hills. This move completed Isaiah's revelation. Land of Zebulun, land of Naphtali, road to the sea, over Jordan, Galilee, crossroads for the nations, people setting out their lives in the dark, saw a huge light. Sitting in that dark, dark country of death, they watched the sun come up. This Isaiah prophesied revelation came to life in Galilee the moment Jesus started preaching. He picked up where John left off. Change your life. God's kingdom is here. Walking along the beach of Lake Galilee, Jesus saw two brothers, Simon, later called Peter, and Andrew. They were fishing, throwing their nets into the lake. It was their regular work. Jesus said to them, "Come with me. I'll make a new kind of fisherman out of you. I'll show you how to catch men and women instead of perch and bass." They didn't ask questions, but simply dropped their nets and followed. A short distance down the beach, they came upon another pair of brothers, James and John, Zebedee's sons. These two were sitting in a boat with their father, Zebedee, mending their fish nets. Jesus made the same offer to them, and they were just as quick to follow, abandoning boat and father. From there, he went out all over Galilee. He used synagogues for meeting places and taught people the truth of God. God's kingdom was his theme. That being right now they were under God's government, a good government. He also healed people of their diseases and of bad effects of their bad lives. Word got around the entire Roman province of Syria. People brought anybody with a sickness, whether mental, emotional, or physical. Jesus healed them, one and all. More and more people came. The momentum gathering. Besides those from Galilee, crowds came from the 10 towns around the lake. Others up from Jerusalem and Judea, still others from across the Jordan. Psalm chapter 4, verse 1 through verse 8. A David psalm. When I call, give me answers. God, take my side. Once in a tight place, you gave me room. Now I'm in trouble again. Grace me. Hear me. You ramble. How long do I put up with your scorn? How long will you lust after lies? How long will you live crazed by illusion? Look at this. Look. Who got picked by God? He listens the split second I called to him. Complain if you must, but I don't lash out. Keep your mouth shut. I'll let your hearts do the talking. Build your case before God and wait for his verdict. Why is everyone hungry for more? More, 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 they say. I have God's more than enough, more joy in one ordinary day than they get in all their shopping sprees. At day's end, I'm ready for sound sleep, for you, God, have put my life back together. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 25 through verse 28. Since you laugh at my counsel and make a joke of my advice, how can I take you seriously? I'll turn the tables and joke about your troubles. What if the roof falls in and your whole life goes to pieces? What if catastrophe strikes and there's nothing to show for your life but rubble and ashes? You'll need me then. You'll call for me. Don't expect an answer. No matter how hard you look, you won't find me. This was a daily reading from the Message version of the Bible, read to you by Bible in a Year.